Meghan Markle's latest interview is an extraordinary walk on the weird side that, frankly, fills me with concern for her hapless husband, Harry. If the petulant prince hated his past role as the royal spare, what must he feel about his current role as Meghan's spare, reading his wife's rambling, self-obsessed psychobabble in the new edition of Harper's Bazaar magazine? It is hard not to conclude that Harry is little more than a bit-part player in the magnificent Ms. Markle's glorified life story. As is her ladyship's wont, she waxes lyrical about just how much Harry loves her, how his love for her is bold, how no one in the world loves her more. But there's no mention of her love for him, if indeed it even exists. You get the distinct impression that the difficult Duchess is so consumed with herself that there's no room in her narcissistic world for anyone else. Meanwhile, the Californian claptrap she spews is like a foreign language. Somehow, she believes making jam is courageous. She hopes her kids Archie and Lilibet recognised the valour of boiling up fruit in the kitchen. And she's off. I hope they see the value of being brave. They saw it when the jam was just a pot on the stove bubbling. Did they? On the basis that her children are not as lost in West Coast space as she is, maybe, just maybe, they didn't think much about their mother's cooking at all. And then on to Harry. Poor, hopeless Harry, trapped in the spider's web. He loves me so boldly, fully, and he also has a different perspective because he sees media that I wouldn't, eh? What on earth is she on about? No one in the world loves me more than him, she continues. So I know he's always going to make sure he's got my back. Always? I wonder. I wonder how much more of this smothering, asinine verbosity the dim Duke can take. Perhaps he likes it. Perhaps he'll be happy to drown in moronic Meg speak for the rest of his days. If so, I wish him the best of luck. God knows he's going to need it. But back to that interview under the glossy front page headline, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, meets her moment. What does that even mean? And then the even more nauseating, after years of being subsumed by other people's narratives, the Duchess of Sussex is ready to author her own next chapter. Clearly another dig at the British royals. But memo to the top team at Harper's Bazaar: just because Her Montecito Majesty vomits pretentious semi-English gobbledygook, there's no need for you to follow suit. In fairness, credit to writer Caitlin Greenwich for exposing the haughty airs and graces of the former game show glamour girl she sat down with at two venues. Their table at the exclusive Beverly Hills Hotel, journalist Caitlin noted, was a calculated choice because it was in a prime position where all the other diners could see them. But oh my God, the coffee. Not just any coffee, a cappuccino with Meghan's picture drawn into the foam. Oh, she cries, I recognise this picture. That's from our trip in South Africa. But it's when they meet again at the New York home of one of Meghan's friends that the studio lighting man's daughter's exalted new status really comes into play. When I enter, writes Caitlin, the house manager announces, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, even though we appear to be the only other two people in the house. Good Lord, who the hell does the Duchess of Suits think she is? In case she's forgotten, she's a cable show actress with a talent for social mountaineering. On the Harper's cover, more of that trademark bravery as Meg poses bare-faced without makeup. So far, so good. Then she starts talking, and it's downhill all the way from there. On the fascinating topic of imperfection, she garbles, I'm a mom with kids at that age when they are constantly learning something new. I watch them face things that feel completely insurmountable. But you can remember and say, I know it seems really hard right now, but trust me, that's going to come so easily soon. Oh, how you wish she'd just shut up. But of course she doesn't. On she drones. I can give myself the same grace as a founder. There's no such thing as perfect. I too get to make mistakes. Meghan makes mistakes? Surely not. But as she concedes, there's not a lot of fun in trying to be perfect, especially when you spectacularly fail at it. Eh, Meghan? I mean, she does, doesn't she, Samara? I mean, it's that interview. I mean, I worry for her, I really do. What goes on in that head of hers?
Yeah, sometimes I do think that the palace was right to kind of keep her a little bit locked up and away from the cameras when she entered, because when she does open her mouth, it's a load of crap. Yeah. It really is.
She can only read lines, can't she?
Totally. She's got the Kamala Harris word salad issue that genuinely, I think actually she's even worse. She doesn't understand what she's saying. It's like she's one of those people that learns a new word and then we'll just insert it into every single sentence. I really worry about her, and the photos attached to that interview. Can we talk about that as well?
Well, yeah. Harper's Bazaar did a video of Meghan's photo shoot. If you look at some of these poses, we'll show you some comparisons in a minute, which are really, really disturbing. This woman is trying to be Harry's mother. She's trying to be Princess Diana, and that is worrying, I think. Now, look at this.
Oh, my God.
There's one comparison.
So,
here comes another. Let's have a look at that one, shall we? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Which one's which?
Look,
for those listening, it's the same outfit, the same pose, the same everything. It's actually...
the same look in the eye, that's where she's...
There are
skills,
about
isn't it?
5 or 6 poses in this big photo spread in Harper's Bazaar. If you go back in time, Meghan is simply recreating former photographic poses by Princess Diana. Now, if you then extrapolate that to she's sort of trying to be her husband's mother, I mean, I'm sorry, but that is Weirdsville.
It's very unsavoury.
It's Weirdsville.
And the very little makeup, wasn't there, on both of them?
No, she made... Well, the point... The cover...
Yeah.
The no makeup on the cover, I think that's copying Pamela Anderson.
But apparently it was done using makeup. It's scam makeup.
I mean... She's absolutely drawing on Harry's Oedipus complex that we kind of know that he has. Yeah. We know he's got this obsession with his dead mother, which, you know what, who can blame him? Obviously, it's very
blame
hard.
him.
Well, I know you're not that sympathetic to it.
Grow up.
Well,
You know, it's a tragedy. Poor kid.
I don't think she's doing it for him.
What is it now, 30, 40 years on? Come on.
I think she's got the complex. She wants to be Diana. I've seen it with, I remember Heather Mills McCartney. Before she married, she was going around landmines. It's a thing women like to be Diana, because she's like the epitome of celebrity. And
yeah, but I mean, Heather Mills, who cares about her? This is the woman who is married to Diana's son. That is, as I say, almost sinister, really.
I think it is sinister, and I think that the Queen was probably always worried about this potentially happening to Harry, where he did go for someone who was so manipulative and so sycophantic that they wanted to pretend to be Diana. And I think that that is what she's doing. I mean, even when I looked at past interviews of Meghan with Jamie Kern Lima, and her saying that Harry is my protector, he's protected me from the media. These are lines that she has specifically chosen to make sure she can manipulate.
I agree. I need to do my Jamie Kern Lima impression now.
Do you agree?
Yeah. You know, Harry loves me so much more than anyone in the world. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
She's like a sort of nodding dog.
Yeah, for those listening.
Strange thing to say. You love me, don't you? You meant to say I love you, not you love me.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, well, this is the point, as I said in my monologue.
Yeah,
she's done this before. She's got form with this. She's always talking. She did on her podcast about how much Harry loves her.
Yes.
No one loves me more than Harry. Harry loves me more than anyone in the world. Never any mention of her love for Harry.
Do you think she can love? I mean, I don't think she can. I look at her father. She's probably a narcissist, you know, but a sociopath or something. Can't actually love.
Well, that's what I think. I think that she's so narcissistic, there's no real room in her narcissistic world for love for anyone else.
Just her brain.
It's just performative, that marriage.
She's narcissistic, but she's also a social mountaineer. And
a sociopath, isn't it?
I don't know about sociopath.
No, it doesn't mean you're a murderer. Sociopath, you know, Trump could be a There's a lot of people who get...
I don't think she's a... I think she's a social mountaineer.
I think...
Just because it's a soch, You don't have to say social
if it
mountaineer.
quacks like a duck and swims like a sociopath.
Look,
He's not a sociopath. He's narcissistic.
I mean, I'm not qualified. Don't take my word for it.
I'm not taking your word for it. I think she's almost psychopathically narcissistic. How about that?
You're saying she's a psychopath?
Shall we? No,
That's even worse.
psychopathically
That's even worse.
narcissistic.
Look, let's be real.
right,
She
yeah.
saw a very vulnerable person in Harry and she decided to pounce on it. That's what all social climbers do, and I think that's exactly what she did. And, you know, we think about that night at Soho House. I think she knew exactly where to go. I mean, Tina Brown said it herself. Harry was sort of wowed by anyone who could make a restaurant reservation because of the world he came from.
He's never had to do that. I reckon that Meghan's particular problem now, why she's getting itchy feet, is in the words of the song, she's reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering her. Harry may not be high enough up the ladder for her. I still think that marriage may not last that much longer. But here is the Christmas promo video for the special holiday edition of that dreadful bore dirge cooking claptrap with love, Meghan. Check this out.
I love the holiday season. It's about finding time to connect with the people we love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embracing traditions.
I like this.
There we go.
And making new ones.
We are now in the Christmas spirit.
It's pretty jolly here.
Let's go craft.
Heyo. It's so pretty.
Just so easy and elegant.
It's better the next day and everything turns red.
It's so festive.
Being a hostess or a host,
It's about making people feel comfortable.
You can do things that make people feel a little bit more seen. See?
let the festivities commence and embrace the special touches that bring you joy.
Should we see if this works? There we go.
2, 3.
Oh! There we go.
She gave Harry a walk-on part.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
She let him out of the.
Got
yeah.
to put a smacker on his wife.
Yes.
She makes people feel comfortable by demanding they call her Sussex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
Fucking Sussex.
It's so funny. It's Sussex Markle. It's Sussex. It's Sussex. No, it's that really good. What is all this skipping between? What did you call her? Like a desert nymph?
Yeah, desert nymph, or a forest nymph. Yeah, she does look like a psycho forest nymph. I mean, you can see that she's trying to feign excitement and enjoyability. Like, she's genuinely, the whole thing is just a masterclass in fakery.
It is, isn't it, Ash? It's so false.
But it reminds me of all those.
Is that what your house is like? At
Yeah,
Christmas?
very much so. But I mean, I skip around like that, when I'm happy. But it's like it reminds me of her film trailers. She plays the same part in whatever
She
she's
does,
done.
you're
and
right.
Harry's fallen for it, hook,
Yeah.
line, and sinker.
I mean, Kev, that isn't even her house. Like, she's creating fake Christmas in a fake house with fake friends that are on the payroll.
Yeah, and of course, California, weather-wise, it isn't particularly Christmassy. I know that from bitter experience. I can always remember Christmas Day once. It's kind of nice in a way when I was living there. And we went down to Malibu Beach, and December is not necessarily.
It can be
that
cold
way.
there, can't it? A bit?
It was in old money in Fahrenheit. It was 84 degrees.
Oh, that's all right.
So what is that? 19
degrees.
Yeah,
or something?
20. No, that's about
23.
25,
Yeah, it's quite
25 degrees centigrade. So that was Christmas Day, burning your eyeballs out. Kind of nice, but not particularly sort of Father Christmassy.
Where you're from, it's summer, isn't it?
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
ridiculous
say,
state of
yeah.
affairs.
No, for me, Christmas is like.
Well,
by
you,
the,
of course, for you.
Yeah. By
So
the
you don't
beach.
know about it
I
either.
don't know anything
Ridiculous,
about it. For me,
ridiculous.
Christmas is like going and having a swim in the sea. So yeah, I've got no idea. But that whole thing wasn't even filmed even vaguely near the Californian winter. She filmed that in the summer when she filmed all her other
Rotherham.
stuff.
Yeah.
She did about 2 months of work.
Oh,
Kev.
there's the kiss. There's the
Hey.
kiss. Yeah.
He
well,
loves me.
I went to Barbados once for Christmas. Well, I've been there a few times for Christmas. One time I went there and we get a taxi, and the Caribbean people are obsessed with Christmas, really, much more than we are. Absolutely consumed by it. So the taxi driver's driving us to the hotel and he goes, you get to snow in the London, right?
Oh, was he
And we-
Welsh?
And we go, and I go, yeah. And he goes, what's snow like? How do you answer that question?
Yeah.
I said sort of white, cold. But anyway, that skip What is your house like that at Christmas? Do you have all your friends
it looked
around?
like, for a minute, I was double taking. It's just like my house, the way we sprinkle cinnamon
With
and
Love
scams
Ash.
and with flowers. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
with Love Ash. What do you
Exactly.
think?
We should do
Love Ash,
a
we could do
programme.
that. I
could
tell
do
you
all that.
one thing that Meghan doesn't have that I'll have at my Christmas. Family.
Yeah.
Genuinely, she's not going to have any family near
No.
to her. I mean, when I think of the holiday season and everything, by the way, I've got a lot of time for estranged families. A lot of people are not close to their families. They don't want to spend it with them, but they don't pretend. She pretends to have this sort of like lovely, cozy house where she's got all her family and friends. She's got none of that. Yeah.
Familial it's not, because her family, she's divorced. Her father can't go there, her brother can't go there, her sister can't go there because she doesn't talk to them anymore. In my view, because she thinks they embarrass her because they're decent blue-collar people. They're decent Americans, normal Americans, and she wants to be a highfalutin Duchess of Sussex. You ain't going to be that for much longer. What are you going to do, Meghan, when Prince William takes your title away? So when you go to, we get announced, well, they're going to go, some guy going, "It's Meghan Markle!" Not quite the same, is it?
It's Rachel. It's Rachel Markle.
It's Rachel Meghan Markle.
She'll keep using them. She's that crazy and mad. She actually won't respect the wishes of William.
What a joke. It's, just as she walks in, was it Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex? I mean, the royals don't do that.
No.
The royal
they
family
don't.
don't do
Protocol.
that.
They don't, because they're not insecure.
Well, they're not pretentious.
They know who
about
they
it.
are anyway.
Yeah. And they're, unlike Meghan, they're going to keep their titles.
Yeah, they will. I mean, she genuinely should not disgrace what the Queen's wishes were. And now I think, obviously, King Charles will keep the titles because he's a bit of a softie, but William's going to strip them straight away when he gets into power.
William will. Yeah. William, there's no doubt about it. And William may even persuade... If those two, the gruesome twosome in Montecito, go too far, and they're wont to do it, they are likely to do it at some point. Meghan's always dancing on the edge of going too far. If they ever cross that line, William will make the king take those titles.
Do you remember when she did that curtsy, taking the mick, and do you know what I mean? Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
It was like, ugh, and Harry's face was...
Yeah.
Is there going to be another series, by the way, in this crappy food programme?
No,
is that it?
No. Netflix are fed up with her because she's now courting Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
Right. She's
starring in this new film, Close Personal Friends, in which she plays herself. As I said, I think it's very brave of her to play the baddie in a film. But anyway, she's playing herself, so whether or not it's acting, I don't know. But looking at her previous performances, whether or not that was acting, I don't really know. As I always say, in Suits, she was regularly outperformed by the furniture. But if she crosses the line, she will be Meghan Markle just again. And to me, Meghan, you are Meghan Markle. You ain't no Duchess. Let's go to a bad ad.
Judy's Body Fashions, catering for all ages with beautiful lingerie and Judy's professional fitting service. Judy's Body Fashions, looking good. Gill and Judy, making you feel at home. Judy's Body Fashions, opposite Yaletour in Charles Street, Launceston. Grand, mum, daughter, wife or girlfriend would all love lingerie for Christmas, and helpful advice from Judy's makes it easy to buy that always appreciated gift.
I can see that you get your clothes from
Oh my
Judy's.
God. I don't know how that was ever the fashion to have pointy boobs. Like, it's horrible.
They were like weapons. It was a defence mechanism, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right.
John-Paul Gaultier liked women to have pointy boobs.
Yeah, Madonna had that phase, didn't she?
Yeah, all
John
gay
Paul
men.
Madonna, wasn't it?
Gay men love it.
Well,
but-
it was his thing. If you wore a John-Paul Gaultier, you had
That's true.
pointy...
Forward.
But where's Launceston, by the way?
I don't know, but I mean, I question someone who goes, get lingerie for your granny, your mum, and your girlfriend.
Launceston. Yeah, it's the big moment, the biggest story of the week for us. It's not always the most important story, but the most interesting as far as we're concerned. And I think this is interesting. Watch this.
There's nothing incriminating in the file, sir. Why not using as a...
So that's on Air Force One. That's Catherine Lucy. She's the reporter for Bloomberg, the Bloomberg operation. And Trump was fed up because they were all going on about the murder of Khashoggi and having a go about the Saudi Arabian state visit. So he was getting very fed up with the media, and she asked another question about it, and he turned around, "Shut up, piggy. piggy. Now, the interesting thing about this, well, first of all, if he called her piggy, I think it's kind of strange. Strange name to pluck from the air. Let's have another look. Let's just see if we can work this out. Let's have a look.
There's nothing incriminating in the file, sir. Why not acting as a...
Yeah, so he's fed up about the Saudi Arabian visit, and then he's now being quizzed about the Epstein files, which, in fairness, he released in full this week. So he's turned on Catherine Lucy, the Bloomberg reporter, and said, "Quiet piggy." Now, you know, I suppose it's a weird thing, name to pick on for a start. There is some suggestion that Catherine Lucy apparently is not the normal Bloomberg presidential reporter. The normal presidential reporter for Bloomberg is a woman called Peggy. So there's a suggestion that he thought it was Peggy, but it doesn't seem like there's any doubt that he said piggy there, does it?
No, but I think, you know, Trump's had such an open relationship with the press. I see him on every single day taking questions. But the thing is, I think they don't respect him enough at all. And I think that he reaches breaking point.
He goes to Route 1, doesn't he? Just be offensive. It's like when John Sopel, when he said it's fake news BBC, and it turns out Trump was totally right about it being fake news. So all these fake journalists, he's just saying, I'm just going to sink to a lower level because, you know, just call him piggy.
Quiet, piggy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, seriously, what I think about it is, you know, it's not a nice thing. You know, Trump, he's like the rest of us. Sometimes he gets annoyed. He calls people names, you know. But the fury around this is coming from women, and it's not for me to knock that. Women are particularly angry about this. So, you know, I can't identify as a woman, at least not at this stage anyway. So
you look good as Meghan Markle.
So fair enough. But isn't this, in the end, just another storm in a teacup about hurty words? When are we going to learn to stop getting all worked up if someone says a nasty word? Oh, that's sexist. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's insulting. Oh, that's homophobic. It's pathetic. Have we got more?
It's weakness, isn't it? It's feminist weakness, that is.
I think it's very disrespectful to some other journalists in countries where you can get thrown off a building for saying the wrong thing. I mean, being called piggy is not exactly that level. I think it makes journalists look almost weak. It's like
They're
you
making
can't take
themselves
one
a
little
victim.
insult. I mean, there are people that put their lives on the line. There are people who put their lives on the line in other countries in order to actually seek out the truth. I mean, Trump has always been open to the press. He's not been like that. He's not trying to shut them down.
Point. It's a really good point. I mean, OK, you know, if people want to get worked up about that, women find that terrible. You know, who am I to argue with that? I mean, it wasn't the nicest thing he could have done, but Samara's exactly right, isn't she, Ash? That the president, Donald Trump, gives the press, the media, more access, not only than any president ever, but any world leader anywhere. He gives more access to the media than anyone. So I don't think they should moan about it.
No, I mean, he's always been obsessed with the media. He gets that monitoring thing every week and looks at all the media that's covered him around the world. We've even had notes from him when we'd had his Pastor Mark Burns on, and he's in his big marker written great, because he's monitoring. He's very obsessed with his image. He's obsessed with it as well.
But you know, yes, he's obsessed with the press he gets. But he gives one hell of a lot of it, more than anyone else. He almost governs on television. And I think that's a kind of good thing. It's the ultimate kind of...
It's good PR. I think most of the people agree with him.
It's more than that. Quiet, Piggy.
It's Peggy, all right?
Sorry, your name is Peggy. Do you know one thing I will say? I'm doing this as a joke too.
Yeah, you're enjoying that
way
too much.
If I said Quiet Piggy to you, I would feel less comfortable about it than I do to Ash. But anyway, quiet! One thing that did happen in the Oval Office this week is that among Donald Trump's many talents, he proved that he can also play soccer, as they say in America. Here he is with the world's greatest ever footballer, Cristiano Ronaldo, in the Oval Office as part of the Saudi Arabian visit. Look at this.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. good. He's good. He's good.
He's actually
He's
better than
kicking a football
Ronaldo.
around the Oval Office for those
Look
listening.
at that. Honestly, this is fantastic. This is fantastic.
It is.
I mean, obviously that's kind of speeded up to look fun, but
also
it really
AI,
happened.
it's not real.
No, it
That was
did
AI,
happen.
wasn't it? That was
it did
AI.
happen.
That was.
Oh, what? Really?
No, that's
No,
Ronaldo.
that's
Oh, okay.
AI.
That's
that is.
Ronaldo.
That's not real, that.
It's AI. Just winding you up. I wonder. He might have taken a football in. Anyway, that is the world's greatest footballer ever, probably.
Donald Trump.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Donald Trump. Cristiano Ronaldo with the president, and that was all part of the Saudi Arabian state visit, which caused all sorts of problems as well with the media. But that is another story. Shall we move on to the smaller moment from one world leader, Donald Trump, to another sort of world leader, ours. This is our brilliant leader, not so brilliant leader. What's his name? Keir Starmer. Here he goes in South Africa. Oh God!
The audio is hilarious too.
Stumbling again.
Beautiful.
So, can that guy do anything right? Hey!
I mean, it's like, you've got one president meeting Ronaldo, which is the biggest endorsement any political candidate or anyone, and he's not a candidate, he's the president, but could ever get. And then you've got our president sort of stumbling at COP30 or wherever he was.
By the way, everybody, for the people around the world, Cristiano Ronaldo is coming to the end of his brilliant career now. Is the first ever footballer, soccer star, to become a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He's made more.
Is he?
Yeah, billionaire.
His wife still dresses like he's a millionaire.
Well, yeah.
She looked like trash at the White House, but that's a whole other thing.
How do you become a millionaire? Be a billionaire and buy a newspaper company. Right, let's move on to a bad ad, shall we?
Ship some rum to Paris would really be embarrassed. If all the world could have a chip like ours, we've got a red rooster. Yes, we've got a red rooster. You'll know with just one look, we've got the world's best chook.
Australia, your chicken is ready.
We've got a red rooster.
I highly recommend.
You don't eat
I-
chicken.
Well, yeah, but the chips are very good. I wasn't really allowed to eat it though.
Did they do mashed potato?
But did you have, so the fries are good and the corn on the cob, how's that?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Go to Red Rooster. I can't believe they don't have it over here. It'd be massively successful.
Have you ever been to Australia?
No, I've never. No, it's too
Well,
far.
let's go
isn't it?
together.
I've never had cause to.
Let's go together.
That's
and
why
let's
I've
get
never been to
some-
Cornwall.
You don't eat chicken either, Kev.
No, but...
He could have the chips and mash, couldn't he, and the sweet corn.
I might be tempted to return to the world of meat by Red Rooster.
It did look delicious.
There you go. Red. Samara?
A new book about Princess Diana has criticised the BBC for playing a part in her downfall. Should they apologise?
Well, while they're on a roll, they might as well. They're apologising to everyone else. They've had to apologise to President Trump for lying about him, deliberately doctoring a film to make it look as if he called for violent revolution and insurrection on January the 6th, 2021, when he did no such thing. In fact, he was doing the opposite. So they've had to apologise to him for that. The Director General, the boss of the BBC, has had to resign because of it. So has the BBC's head of news had to resign because of it. It's in a complete and utter state. Turns out another TV show, another news show at the BBC did exactly the same, Newsnight, and President Trump is going to sue the British state broadcaster that we all have to pay for by law for between $1 billion and $5 billion, and I, for one, hope he succeeds. I loathe the BBC, don't you?
I mean, yeah, and actually I spoke to Andy Webb, who wrote the book last night when I was taking over your show, Kev, and he actually said that the BBC knew in 1996, while she was still alive,
Actually, I
that
didn't
things
answer
were
the
doctored.
question then, did I?
No.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying they actually knew when she was still alive that they had doctored some of the images, and Bashir was sort of had done really bad things, and they could have told her because she got really paranoid afterwards. She dismissed all her staff, and then that kind of led to the...
Well, it wasn't so much.
Precisely.
It wasn't so much doctoring tape then. What
wasn't tape?
This is the
bank
famous.
statements.
This is the famous Princess Diana interview in, I believe it was 1995, something like that, by the then BBC journalist Martin Bashir, where it was incendiary, where she sat down, and everybody remembers, it's one of the most famous moments in all of television history, where she said to Bashir, in terms of her marriage to then Prince Charles, there were 3 of us in that marriage, because she accused, quite rightly and accurately, of her husband of having an affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, as she was then now Queen Camilla. So that was the famous, so she went on to sort of trash the king and the rest of the family and all that. Why did she do that? Because Martin Bashir forged a load of documents to make it look as if members of the royal staff and indeed members of the royal family were selling secrets about her to the media, to the newspapers, the tabloid press especially. Wasn't true. So she was lured into that interview on falsity perpetrated by the BBC reporter. And what we now know is that the BBC knew all about this, and they covered it up. And it only came out about 3 years ago. The sheer horror of the BBC cover-up. Another BBC Director General, a guy called Tony Hall, had to resign about it because he was head of news when the Bashir Diana interview happened. So should they apologise? Damn right they should apologise.
Yeah, massively. I mean, it's Bashir told her brother things like, you know, the Queen wants to kill you and Camilla.
Well,
and Tiggy Legbook, which was the nanny at the time, had an abortion and
that's
all this crazy
they forged
stuff.
documents. They forged abortions to say that King Charles, that she'd had an abortion, Tiggy Legbook, and he wanted to kill Camilla and Diana.
Was the family nanny.
So she thought they were going to kill her.
Yeah.
She was
Thanks,
in that
BBC.
Also, the security detail. He forged bank accounts of theirs to show that newspaper companies been paying money into their account. All not true.
She had an affair with a bodyguard.
She was furious, and therefore she gave that interview on false pretences. Of course, the BBC should apologise, and they should continue always to hang their head in the shame about that disgraceful episode. Next question, Samara.
Can I just quickly add in, they rehired Bashir in 2016.
Better than that, they rehired him because he went over to work for NBC.
Yeah, something like that.
NBC,
But then he came
as religious.
He came back as religious editor. Religious editor.
So
unbelievable.
That was to keep him in-house.
Anyway, well, they didn't have to keep him in-house.
I don't know. There might have been some other reason.
What, is he going to go and tell everyone? They didn't have to do this. They didn't have to do that.
Each other,
Next question,
A new poll says that almost a third of British Muslims want Sharia law implemented by 2024. Should we accept it? It's actually 2044.
Yeah, because that was last year, 2024.
Should we accept it?
Yeah. No, they failed. This is last year. No, 2044. No, you can't have Sharia law. Absolutely not. You know, in this country, you know, we don't do things like stone women for having affairs. We don't do things like behead people. We don't do things like publicly flog people. You know, so you can take Sharia law and you can stick it where the sun don't shine. In fact, it's in power in a load of countries where the sun does shine. You know, it's up to them what they do. But in Britain, we don't have Sharia law, and we're never going to have it. And do you know what's worrying across this country? There are 85 Sharia courts in Britain. They call them Sharia councils. Now, they don't sit in judgment on things like theft or rape or murder, but they do sit in judgment on the, you know, marital disputes, property disputes, neighbourhood disputes, and they're making judgments. It's kind of legal judgments. I think they should all be closed down, don't you?
Yeah, and I think that actually they don't seek permission before doing any of this. That's what you can see with these Sharia courts, is that they just do it, and then later, you know, if there's some investigation or scandal, then they get hauled in front of some sort of inquiry about it. But we don't have any laws in place to say you can't do this. This is not, I mean, they can act.
Keep it quiet, don't they? I mean, this is the honour capital killing, or they call it honour killing. It's just murder of, like, female relatives who somehow dishonoured them. And it's never in any of the papers, so it's all kept quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Sharia courts, when they do deal with marital disputes, and, of course, all their decisions are based on the apparent Islamic belief that women are second-class citizens. So the judgments are all in favour of the men. Which is another reason we ain't having Sharia law here. In this country, I'm sorry to tell some of our Muslim friends, not all of them, but some of them, that we regard women to be equal to men. Sorry about that. We have all these kind of really liberal ideas where, we don't make women walk around with face coverings or anything like that. It's a bit revolutionary, but that's the way it is here. Sorry, no Sharia law.
There was one good thing when they banned women from driving. I mean, there are just some benefits.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ash.
Yeah, no Sharia law, but just don't call a Bloomberg reporter piggy. That will get you burnt on the stake.
They ban women from driving.
Yeah.
That's very sexist, Ash. You can't say things like that.
It's a joke. Get over it.
Go on, next question, Samara.
British supermarket Tesco has been criticised for calling Christmas trees evergreen trees.
Yeah, this is the outlawing. This is the outlawing of the word Christmas. So all these stores like Tesco's, various businesses, have all decided that if they use the word Christmas, then it's going to offend Islamic people or Jewish people who don't celebrate Christmas. Which I think is really, really demeaning towards Islamic and Jewish people and all the people who aren't Christians. Do you really think they're going to, sort of a Muslim person walking past Tesco saying, I can't believe they've called those trees Christmas trees. I'm outraged.
It's like the
ridiculous.
white saviour thing happened in Birmingham, and they said, we've got to call it Winterval, not Christmas. And the chief of the rabbi in Birmingham and the chief Muslim complained because it was all done by white people who were like being white saviours, infantilising all these other cultures. In Birmingham, when they tried to change it from Christmas to Winterval, and they said, it's all for our different ethnicities, and they all.
Well, you're Jewish.
And they all complained. The Jews and the
Jewish people
said, we don't want them. We don't want them to change it. It was all just.
The Jewish people said that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the Muslims.
Yeah, exactly.
So it causes all this division.
Ash. Really good point.
Yeah.
The Jewish and Islamic communities in Birmingham. There's a massive Islamic community there. That's our second biggest city, by the way, here in Britain. When they took out the word Christmas, it was the Jews and the Muslims who said, don't be ridiculous. So these businesses, I'm going to do a story today on the Drive Time show here on Talk about a chocolate company called Tony's Chocolonely.
Oh, yeah.
And they produced a Christmas Advent calendar, right? A Christmas Advent. Guess what it's called? The Countdown Calendar. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but they're the ones who are like, no slave labour included in this bean.
Except it turns out they do use slave labour.
Yeah.
This is a woke chocolate company that bases its entire existence on not using child slave labour in the production of their chocolate. But it turns out maybe that's a bit kind of dubious. Maybe they do.
Ethical slavery.
But the word Christmas, it's ridiculous. It's like me saying, what do you mean bar mitzvah? Don't use that word. Don't use that word. It's just absurd. Let's go to a bad ad, shall we?
Best & Less puts the sizzle back into men's fashions. Low-maintenance, high-performance T-shirts, $7.99 with smooth-running shorts. Easily modified, $7.99 again. Check out the front, rear and sides, $13.99. Wash cotton and adjustable waist tabs. They really hug the curves. And a new class of surf shirts, racy stripes for loads of impact. $9.99. Get into gear at Best & Less. You can afford spares and you don't pay for any fancy overheads.
That's the latest fashion in Australia?
Yes, that ad was definitely directed towards women and not men.
Yeah. So have you got any shorts like that?
Yeah, that's what I wear when I'm in my kitchen, my Meghan type kitchen. I will often wear those pastel shorts and stripy tops.
You put a pair of those little shorts on there.
Yeah,
you skip between
little crop tops, skipping around the kitchen, making sprinkling flowers and
Christmas
scam
trees.
jam everywhere.
Yeah, lovely. Let's go to. You are kind enough to send us. So take it away, Samara.
Bernard. This is too mean. I don't want to read this out. But anyway.
Bernard. It's Bernard.
Don't interrupt. Be quiet, Piggy.
Bernard.
Be quiet, Piggy.
No. Amazed that people actually choose to watch this crap on TalkTV, especially when useless presenter Kevin O'Sullivan knows the law better than the lawyers advising the BBC on their response to his hero Trump. I think Kev does know the law better.
Let me tell you, I do. Bernard. Honestly, if you do journalism as long as I have, you get to know the law. I know libel law miles better than those idiot lawyers advising the BBC because their advice is absolute crap. I've covered so many cases where I know that I know more than lawyers. This idea that lawyers are all brilliant, forget about it. About 95% of them are idiots. Next.
Keir Starmer being one of them. Whoa, Kevin and Mark together. That's too much for me. Hurry up, bring me heart medication. That's from Maria Laura, who fancies and wants a threesome with you and Mark Dolan.
Right, next.
Get that image out of my head.
I'll never ruin the rest of my day, probably the rest of my life, actually. Go on, Samara.
Banter Mickey says, who the feck is Samara Gill? Actually, I don't really care. She seems like a complete idiot. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Thanks, Mom.
Who was that from?
Banter Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey, I can confirm.
Normally it's just about your voice. I mean, it's terrible.
Well, she's not a complete idiot, by the way.
That's
She's
right.
a bit of an idiot, but not a complete idiot. Ash.
That was a great... This is from Inwood. That was a great show. All my favourite presenters together. Greetings from Safe Diplicate.
And who is?
That's from Inwood.
Inwood?
Yeah,
Thank
they've
you,
got
Inwood.
funny names. Thanks, Inwood, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Inwood. Thanks,
Yeah, nice
thanks.
one.
What else can we say, Samara?
Chris Hannon says, Samara, can I congratulate you on your beautiful dress? You have style and grace. Oh, that's the first time someone said that to me, so thank you.
That's because you got it from, what was it called, Judy's?
Yeah, Judy's,
In
yeah.
Launceston,
Yeah.
where you get all of your dresses and your pointy bra lingerie, yes?
Yes, I'm about 20 years too late to all the trends. So.
OK, go on, Ash.
Yeah, this is from Rehab 2581. Great to see Mark on the panel. So much more entertaining than the other boring people you've had join you.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, they told me to go to Rehab, but I said no. It's good the way I was on screen then, wasn't it? Off you go, Samara.
DP says, Samara Gill says Sadiq Khan has destroyed London. Shut up, Samara. Wow, well, you clearly don't live in London. Then,
Yeah, exactly right. Samara's right on the money. Destroyed London. He's wrecked it. Absolutely wrecked it. The man is a menace, and he's only 3 foot too tall. It's unbelievable.
Small man
Next.
syndrome. Right, this is from Amanda Begg. Meghan can't be having a feud with Catherine when Catherine takes absolutely no notice of her. It's a good point.
I'm not entirely convinced about that. I mean, both William and Catherine, Kate, doesn't like being called Kate. William and Kate, they handle it well. They appear to rise above it. You know, the constant little PR attacks by Meghan and Harry from across the Atlantic. But they're aware of it and they handle it very well and they win the war day in, day out. So here's to them. Next up, Samara.
Al Beck says Samara needs to grow up a bit. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's
you sound
it.
like every
Al Beck.
Yeah, it's true. I do.
He needs to grow up a bit. Hey, Al Beck, we all do. Look at me, I'm about 1,000 years old, but I got the mental age of a 3-year-old. Take it away, Ash.
This is from Jackie Scaletta. This show never disappoints. Thanks for a great show. I love Saturday morning.
Jackie, you are our heroine. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, seriously. Take it away again, Samara.
ACR says, Kevin O'Sullivan is the worst TV presenter I've seen in my life. That's very mean.
The worst. I think that's probably a fair assessment.
No.
I mean, offhand, I can't think of anybody worse than me. So, yeah, fair point. Next up, Ash.
I think these are probably all from Mark Dolan, but it says Missy Milano. Great show today, Kevin. Love Samara Gill, always entertaining. Also, Mark Dolan, you three always on the money. Probably wasn't as good as the normal panel, though.
Yeah. Well, you got to admit, Samara, we are missing Mark this week, aren't we?
Yes, yeah.
Lanky buffoon.
Yeah. Lanky buffoon.
Yeah.
We did Plank of the Week this week.
Lanky
On Plank of the Week,
I love how
he
no
really
one
got on my nerves.
disagrees. No one disagrees with that.
Science.
Do you know what he said, that lanky buffoon?
Yeah, what did he say, man?
He said that Angela Rayner has got charisma. She's got about as much charisma as an earthworm. Anyway,
Maybe he likes a redhead.
Most
In a bad
people
way.
around the world won't know who the hell Angela Rayner is, and you're very fortunate in that respect. Next up, Samara.
UK dude says, nice face, Samara Gill. Oh, thanks. Well, thanks. Yeah, I made it myself.
Nice
or did
face.
I?
Nice
No.
face. Shame about the intellect. Next up, go on, Ash.
This is from Kay Has Issues. Nice one, Harry. You've gone from being a senior member of the royal family to being snubbed by a Kardashian.
Who has issues?
Harry.
No.
Kay has issues.
Kay has
Listen,
issues.
Kay has
Kay,
issues.
you may have issues. I don't know what your issues are, but that was very, very correct. You were accurate. Well done. You don't have any issues as far as I'm concerned. And on that bombshell, let's go to our final bad ad.
It's the Holden Astra.
You know it handles right when the going gets tight. That's a clever little Astra. Know what I mean?
Get a good clear view of what's in sight in a clever little Astra. Know what I mean?
Short or tall, there's room inside. That's a clever little Astra. And the range is back, Australia-wide. What a clever little Astra.
Know what I mean? Holden Astra.
Just no match for such a clever little hatch.
A Holden Astra.
This is, yeah, you guys think...
Holden
I
Astra.
grew up...
They never went global, did they?
No, they actually shut down in a very sort of...
What, but due to lack of interest?
Yeah, for some reason, people didn't want that matchbox in the car.
Yeah.
This looks like it's made out of tin, baked bean cans or something.
Yeah, so
Holden.
true.
I've never heard of Holden cars before.
Yeah, lucky you, Kev.
Anyway, I've been Holden Corp for far too long this week. See what I did there? That's why I get the big bucks. That's the end of this week's spectacular edition of What Just Happened. Big thanks to Flash.